I'm so curious, and like, because it's beautiful, like, because I see it in you. But what does that actually look like? What does it look like to work so closely with Ipsissimus Dave Lanyon and founder Gudni Gudnason and Hideto, as well as all the other council members? Like, what does that like actually look like? Like, how are you working with these men on a day-to-day level?
Well, may I just speak to that, because the communication is key. And if there's something that we're working on, that communication is there. We're open about all aspects of whatever it is that we're bringing to the table that we have to create together. And each one of us has a very unique way of looking at life. Each one of us is very different, and that's what I love about this council, is that no two of us are the same. So each one of us comes with a different set of eyes at either a problem or something that we want to solve or something that we want to create. And we each then bring the voice, we each voice what it is that we feel that should be expressed. Mm-hmm. And then that is taken into consideration when we're creating. And that's what I love about this this process. And also I feel that each one of us represents something unique in a broader sense as well. We each carry, we talked about energy, you talked about light. I mean, we focus a lot on the light, and when the light comes in through us, we're able to see what it is that we want to work on, and how that contributes in a wider way to what we're doing in the world as well. Mm-hmm.
Well, you asked specifically how the council works together, and I would like to say something about that. In my old life, my pre-mystery school life, I was much the lone wolf, and I had to, do everything myself, by myself, for myself. But this council has changed. Well, actually, since I entered the mystery school, but especially the council and working with all the divinas, these beautiful ladies, total different energy than mine, and we work together like a family. There is this unique essence with this council where we have the same mission, we have the same passion to create a better world, like Davina Franca has said, but to create a world which can sustain itself, where women are empowered, where they can take their power and stand proudly, whether we have flaws or we have imperfections, I don't speak as nicely or as eloquently or whatever it is. There is absolute acceptance and love, respect, and I feel like pretty much like the leader of my country, the ex-leader, Nelson Mandela, we create this rainbow nation of diversity that is like the pieces of a puzzle that fits together and creates this beautiful tapestry of what I want for my life, and I would wish for everybody else's life: beauty and grace and acceptance, love. So yeah, I think this is wonderful that we can all work together and set an example for all women to see that we don't have to compete with each other. We don't have to take each other out like so often happens in the world out there.
And truly that comes from our teachings. That comes from this, how many years? Many of us have been on this path for over 10 years, over 15 years, 20 years, been on it for a long time. And that comes from our teachings. That comes from all of us wanting to know who we truly are, and all the opportunities that we have received. So, a lot of it we owe to all the training we've been doing. Absolutely. And this is why we can work together. And we all know, we're very clear where we're at. We're very clear why we're here. We're very clear that we're on a mission. And that we do feel empowered. And that acceptance and understanding of each other is a key to creating the fruits. And this is why, for ourselves, for us divinas, and for working with the Third Order, And you know, and I know for us, we want to be, we want to show other women. We want to give them that opportunity to become empowered, to feel empowered. As
It
well.
was the path of the mystery school that, like, we didn't start here, right?
Right.
We started in the beginning as a student, and the path is about knowing thyself. Who am I? And you start completely lost. You have no idea who you are because you are what your mother taught you or your grandma taught you, your school taught you. Like, it's so you start there. And with each step, you start allowing yourself to discover and to start being who you truly are. So it's because of the path that we are here, all completely different women, and we complement each other, and we accept each other, and we love each other, and we are comfortable being who we are, completely different and completely accepting. Because I know if I come to Divina Frank, I'm gonna get something completely different than if I come to Divina, like, and we are all co-creating together, and we're gonna get to the same mission and to the same goal. But the path helped us discover who are we and be comfortable in this skin and be acceptable that, like, yes, yeah, we are different and we are all beautiful and we are all amazing, being different. So this is something that we want to show to the world, that when we look at women, there's so many kinds, there's so what is beautiful, there's so many beautiful things, and accept and love each other. And we can only do that, at least the path of the mystery school helped me dissolve all the masks so I can be comfortable in my skin and discover who I am. So after that, I can look at you and see the beauty and see the love and see and accept and allow you to discover who you are.
And I think I've always been very headstrong. I mean, I know none of you can believe it. I know, but I've always been really headstrong. I've always done things the way I want it, and that's it. And when I came to the mystery school, it was the first time that I experienced a path or teachings that supported and empowered women, instead of, making us, feel a certain way, or we had to act a certain way to fit in. And I realized that I was, my headstrong me had created this false image of myself and what I should look like in the world to be a strong woman, to be this, and I most of the time I was cutting my nose off to spite my face because I wanted to be that strong woman in the world. And I wasn't prepared to be vulnerable in front of people. I wasn't prepared to people to see my softness or my, and I masked it in many different ways. Yet when I came to the mystery school and I started receiving, the Hermetic teachings and the initiations, I realized that to be an empowered woman was to also to show that I was completely comfortable in all aspects of myself. I didn't have to explain myself anymore. I didn't feel judged by my, the people around me. And so for me, that was a very new experience, and one that I hope that many, many, many women around the world can also experience, because I think we're lacking that in today's society. Well, that's what I see. My niece is growing up, and I have a son who's 18 and his friends. I see this. It's very confusing time out there on the planet, and the role of a woman is polluted out there. It's polluted depending on which archetypes we're looking at. And in the mystery school, we have these very strong archetypes of women that come in all different shapes, sizes, and from experience. So to me, I hope that this is going to be more available to many.
And one of the things, I love what all of you have said, and one of the other things that that forms this council is not only have we all come to this place of knowing ourselves, loving and accepting ourselves, we also have come to unite as a sisterhood. And in our diversity, we love and appreciate and accept the beauty and the uniqueness of each and every one of our sisters. And then in that, we can be a sisterhood who supports each other, who cares for each other. Even if we only see each other a couple times a year, we feel that bond and that, understanding. We feel understood. There's a something that just really connects us. And we can then therefore be a united team who works in cooperation as well with the third order. And equally, we honor and respect and love the men on the third order, because we have seen how much they've worked, how much they sacrifice, how amazing they are at leading the way to keep this mystery school expanding, but also keep the lineage teachings pure, continue to empower people, continue to serve in a bigger mission where we can make a difference in the world by helping to empower individuals one person at a time and remind them of who they really are as well, and help them discover that for themselves. So that's what we're all about. And that unity amongst women in particular is one of the things that this Council of 12 is all about. And it's such a relief, knowing where we've come from. And I mean, for me as a woman growing up, I had a harder time connecting with other women than I did with men in the world. And our insecurities, women can get very backstabbing with each other, or there's always judgment, there's always comparison, there's always competition happening. And to come to a place where we really feel accepted, respected, honored, loved, and that we can really be ourselves and feel safe and trusting with our sisters. That is a big, important role that energetically that we're playing on this council.
And it's so interesting because that's one of the first things that I heard when I was in Founder Gudni's class. He said, women need to lead. They are the ones that lead the mystery school. They're the lead energy on the planet. They need to rise up and they need to take us where we need to be, to Shambhala. That was one of the first things I, heard from him. And I was like, wow, this is a whole new, concept. And he was very clear from the word go. And I know Ipsissimus Dave, and worked very closely with him over the years. He's complete and utter gentleman. He's always about supporting the goddess and the woman, and Ipsissimus Hideto as well. It's like that whole relationship between a king and a queen, and a knight and a princess, or it's that kind of role that I'm from the UK. You might have heard
the chivalry,
from my
right?
accent. Yeah, it's like the old chivalry, isn't it?
Coming
it's like,
back,
yeah, the Knights of the Round Table, and how men used to be, treating women and respecting them and honoring them, and the woman nurturing the man. And that was one of the first, teachings that I really experienced from him. So,
but it doesn't have to have anything to do with sex.
No, exactly.
Or even attraction or romance. It's just honor. It's respect.
Yeah.
Men towards women, women towards men, women towards women, men towards men. It's respect and honoring the divinity within each and every person, and treating them like a king or queen, treating them like a god or goddess, treating them like a person who really deserves that respect. Yeah. And that's, I feel that the Third Order definitely does that. They've demonstrated that, they've embodied that. We've, all felt that honor. And, we have all, this is one of our major teachings in the Mystery School, is to rise to treating each other as real beings, because it is honoring the divinity within. And to live into that ourselves, to see ourselves in that royal or noble light, and to be our best selves and continue to strive always towards higher and higher levels of manifesting our best selves.
That's one thing that the Third Order, since the beginning, Founder Gudni and Ipsissimus Dave, I worked closely because he comes to Brazil so many years. They always look at every one of the students, me included in the beginning until today, and we're all God and goddesses, and we can do anything. They
Mhm.
never ever and now I understand and can see this in a different way more than in the beginning. But we never look at a student saying like, oh, they can't
Yeah.
overcome this or they can't. They always since the beginning treat us, you're God, or you can do anything you want in your life.